6 years ago, on this date, December 30th, 2018, I hit a rock bottom with my weight. And if you are a dad carrying 40 pounds plus, you are going to want to watch this whole video, because I want to share a bit about how I was living, how I was feeling beforehand, the moment I hit rock bottom, and then what happened after that, which has proceeded to have profound effects on the trajectory of my life, my family's life, and who I'm helping. And I want this video to help you if you are a dad carrying 40 pounds plus, and you're struggling as you go into 2025, sharing some good energy, some hopefully inspiration and hope. All right, got to be quick here, all right? Got to keep this brief. In short, 2015 to 2018, me and my wife Jackie were living in Dallas. 2 sons, and we didn't want to raise them in a big city. We ended up moving to Virginia, where I took a job at a university. And on the second day that we were all there, moving into our new place, December 30th, 2018, I was brushing my teeth with my son, Oren. And very normal, very common, yeah. But what was a bit unusual about that experience was my t-shirt was off. I was brushing my teeth with my top off. And that was unusual because I had really gotten to a place where I felt awful about how I was feeling and how I was looking. I had put on 40 pounds in 2.5 years. And that's an 80 pound in 5-year pace. But it creeps on so slowly, like 1.3 pounds a month. For most of 2018, I felt terrible. I remember jumping on the scale at one point, and I couldn't believe the number. I didn't believe the number. I believed the scale was broken. My energy was low. I was bloated, feeling like crap all the time. Libido low. Clothes not fitting, sucking in my gut. Hated my picture being taken. Hated, couldn't take off my t-shirt during summer. Hated how I looked. I was embarrassed. There was a lot of self-loathing and shame going on there. Hated getting undressed in front of Jackie with the lights on. It was bad. I didn't believe that the scale was working. I didn't believe that there were that many calories in pastries. I believed they were making the clothes smaller in the factories in China. That's why they didn't fit. I stopped needing a belt on pants that, I'd always needed before. I was easily winded, doing stuff. It was just bad. I would never say no thank you, always yes please, to, the offer of food, drink, booze. I would binge on stuff at night after the family had gone to bed, and then immediately feel, like ashamed. Awful. I put on 40 pounds in 2.5 years, and that is with a tiny bit of self-control. That is still with some friggin' self-control. So that night, 2018, December 30th, brushing my teeth with my son, I did what I had avoided doing most of 2018. I took a good look in the mirror at myself. literally, figuratively. And I hated what was coming back, what was being reflected back. Huge belly. I'd never been as heavy. My belly was huge, but I couldn't believe how big it actually was. Love handles around my hips. Awful. Man boobs. I'd been in good shape before, and now proper man boobs. It was depressing. No jawline. Couldn't see my jawline. Multiple chins. Big fat face. You know, I expected all this, but it was still terrible. I was just like brushing my teeth, and I was like, wow, this is really bad. But the thing, I expected all this, but it was worse. It was worse than what I had feared. But the thing that killed me, the thing that killed me were my arms. My arms were like twigs. And I've shared before that it was like, it was like someone had stuck a pair of twigs on a box of melted ice cream. Like that was what it looked like to me. Again, I've been in good shape in the past. I'd always had struggles with my weight. Different seasons of being in good shape, then maybe not so good shape. And then, marriage, kids, work, life, grind took its toll slowly. But it was my arms that broke me. And I was brushing my teeth with Oren as well. And, we're kind of just smiling as we're brushing the teeth there. But inside I was like, I'm done. I'm fucking done. I'm done. Can't do this anymore. And I was done. That night, December 30th, 2018, I was done. I never lived another day like it. As someone that, just a guy, a husband, a father that just wasn't looking after himself. So that experience, I think about that experience, just a normal moment. And brushing my teeth, mundane, top off, just looking in the mirror. But that was it. That was rock bottom. That was like fully accepting reality when I had been living in denial for the past 2.5 years. And what I believed were things like, this is what happens. It's my age. It's my metabolism. Blaming it on my job. Blaming my weight gain on my family, on my marriage, on my kids, on the age of my kids. Blaming it on not sleeping. And believing that the only cure was miserable diets, extreme exercising, juicing, fasting, all this stuff. So I thought, no, not only am I over the hill, but the only remedy for this is something really extreme and unsustainable. So it's completely depressing. This is 2018. This is not that long ago. This is the internet's fully, online. But all I felt was, I've got to do something. So the next day, now here's where we get, before I get to that, one thing about that experience, being mundane, finally taking a look in the mirror, and I think with my son there too, Oren, I thought to myself, I'm really not leading by example here, and I really do not want him to end up, with this kind of lifestyle, like modeling this kind of lifestyle. I didn't have that kind of clarity back then, but I was like, I'm ashamed about how I'm not showing up for my family here, and how I'm not showing up for Oren and my son Cassie. I didn't have the clarity that I have now, but it just internally was just like, this isn't good. So that was rock bottom. And in brief, for the next 18 months, I did the work to reverse course. And over 6 months, at the start of 2019 into summer 2019, I went from walking a mile a day to walking more than a mile multiple times a week, to a bit of jogging, to going back into the gym 1 time a week, 2 times a week, 3 times a week, etc. Now, not 6 days, not 6 hours, not 6 days, not 6 weeks, 6 months. And after 6 months, I basically hadn't lost any weight. I was still in not great shape. I was fitter, I was stronger, but my physique was not great. And my weight was relatively the same. And I was like, fucking hell, what's going on here? So I was like, okay. And I finally took a good look at my diet. And I made tweaks to my diet. And I got a handle on that, not through miserable dieting or juicing or anything, just hopefully this is useful for someone. I thought to myself, okay, I need to look at my diet. What's the most amount of food I can eat and still lose weight? Most people think about, I need to eat the least amount possible, but I was like, what's the most I can eat and still lose weight? So I found that out. I found out how many calories a guy with my profile could eat and still lose 1 pound a week. And that's what I did. And I got a handle on my nutrition. And over the course of 12 months, I went from 220 down to 185. And then I went on after that down to 174. So I had lost 46 pounds, from my lowest point. And after those 18 months, first 6 months exercising, second 6 months making lifestyle changes, I was like, okay, when I got to 185, I felt amazing. And I was like, all right, that wasn't easy. That's 18 months. That wasn't easy, but it was simple. These were simple changes. And I felt amazing because I thought it was game over. I never thought I could be healthy again. And then I was like, okay, well, I want to help, other people experience this. And then down the line, I focused on helping dads. I want to help other dads experience this. So I, went and studied, and I, got certified as a NASM personal trainer. So I had foundational knowledge coupled with, what I had done that worked. And so we're talking now, we are in, 2021, summer 2021. And I was like, I need a guinea pig to test this out. And thankfully, I had a friend and neighbor, Darren, who was also struggling. You'll see that I post about him at different points. He was my first client, my first client. And, I helped him change his life. And I was like, okay, this works. This works. I started, Isle of Fitness. I worked, I started working for my former coach, Jason, as well. And in, 3.5 years of doing this, I've coached hundreds of men and women, one-to-one, thousands of men and women, through, group coaching activities, things like that. And, with Isle of Fitness, I made a change at the beginning of 2023 to focus on helping dads carrying 40 pounds plus. It's been amazing. My wife, left her job this summer. She's staying at home with our daughter. We had a daughter, Eleanor. I don't think I could have had another child in my late 30s had I been the way I was. Obese, exhausted, feeling like crap. So life is amazing. It's difficult. There's lots of stress. There's always some issue or problem going on, for sure. But compared to where I was 6 years ago on this date, it's night and day. I feel amazing. And I love what I do. I love it. I love helping dads make profound changes that feel great and stick, versus just helping dads lose weight and then they yo-yo back. We can't do that. We can't do that anymore. It's nearly 2025. So that's a bit about me. There's obviously lots more to it, okay? That was my rock bottom moment. In brief, what happened after, and how many people that I've helped. But going back to you, and it's likely if you're on my page, you are a dad carrying 40 pounds plus, and you're feeling like shit. What benefit, what value can you get from this story? This is my recommendation to you. The next opportunity, if you've been struggling with your weight for a while and maybe you haven't tried anything, or if you've tried things, they've been unsustainable, miserable ways of trying to get in shape and lose weight. Go to your mirror. Go to a mirror in your house. Strip down to your boxers and take a good fucking look for 6 solid minutes. Set a timer on your phone. Start the timer and take it in. Take in what is looking back at you. For 6 minutes, face reality. Face the reality of your situation. And think to yourself, what happens if nothing changes? What is my life going to look like if nothing changes? What is my family's life going to look like if nothing changes? What is my legacy going to look like if nothing changes? How am I going to continue to show up or not show up for my people if nothing changes? Take it in. And also accept this truth. It is not your age. It is not your metabolism. It is not your job. It's not your family. It's not retirement, if that's applicable. It's you. It's none of those things. It's you. It is your choices. It is your lifestyle. Your lifestyle is made up of habits. Those daily and weekly habits have contributed, have caused you to get to the position that you are in today. If you want to lose weight, do a diet. If you want to lose weight and keep the weight off, change your habits. Your lifestyle is a system of habits. These are things that you do on the daily, on the weekly. This is on you. It's none of that bullshit. So, number 1, are you done? Are you done? Yes. Number 2, accepting that this is your responsibility. This is caused by your choices. Number 2. And number three, it is on you to take action to remedy your situation. And my advice is, don't do the miserable diet. Don't do the miserable diet and or exercise program. Don't punish yourself. Don't punish yourself with things that are unsustainable and not effective. It's 2020, it's 2025 basically. Yeah. Google habit change. Google sustainable habit change. Google communicating with your wife about what you need to do. Google how to communicate with your wife, your partner about what you need to do. Get support. Get forms of real accountability. Yeah? Get a common sense game plan together and work it day in, day out, whether you fucking feel like it or not, until the changes start to stick and the weight comes down and you get fitter and you get stronger and you become a dad that actually looks after yourself. You're not looking after yourself. I was not looking after myself back in the day. You are not looking after yourself. When you become someone, when you become a man, a dad that looks after yourself, all the excess weight goes. You get healthier, you get happier, because that's what happens to people that look after themselves. Versus excess eating, binging, boozing, not sleeping, being lazy, saying yes please instead of no thank you to every offer of a treat. The other thing is this. I have coached around 140 dads to date. This is my speciality. If you want to get a proven option, a proven solution, I should say, reach out to me. DM me weight loss, or email me Sean, SEAN, at ilovefitness.com. Sean, I'm interested in your services. What does that look like? And we have a chat. And if it feels like a good fit, you are going to hire me and I'm going to help you fucking kill it. And where it took me 18 months to lose 35 pounds, I've helped, for example, this is at the top end, with dads that were in the 300s and the 400s lose 72 pounds, 73 pounds in 12 weeks through sustainable methods, enjoyable methods. And that is what you get when you hire a professional. But beyond this, please, if you have not done so already, face reality, accept responsibility, and start taking the steps, the baby steps, to getting in place a common sense plan that can help you turn the tide. This is on you, fellow dad, and nothing changes if nothing fucking changes. I hope that's helped. By the way, besides like potentially hiring me, if you want tips, questions answered, saying hello, please drop me a message. Cheers.